Friday night, I want a Chippy Tea. Chippy Tea, Chippy Tea, I want a Chippy Tea. Oh, you keep giving me posh, no, she don't agree with me. I don't want lobster thermidor with raspberry coulis. It's Friday night, I'm within me rights, I want a Chippy Tea.
Is that what you said?
Reap what you sow, yeah.
I should probably see what episode number it is, shouldn't I?
74 I'm going for.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just give me a minute, I'll just text Luke. 74. Right, so episode 74. 74.
4. Right, let's kick off straight away. Ready?
Yeah,
Let's go.
no messing.
No messing, we'll have all this bullshit after this bit.
There'll be plenty of it.
Right, here we go. Hold on tight, you suicide riders. The louder you scream, the faster we go. We'll get ready for episode 74 of the Chippy Tea podcast, which is your chance to catch up with a video call that happens between me, Tony P at Palm Print, and
Danny D, Flipper Sweet Print Co.
as we catch up with what we've been doing that week, what we've been doing in business, what we've been doing in pleasure, what we've been doing in the dark, deepest secrets of a locked room. No, we don't do that. That's a different podcast. So,
basement stories, eh?
This one's a good one because we're going to cover where we've been this week. And where we've been this week, Danny?
There's been Amsterdam, hasn't there?
There's been damn. There's been damn. Not damn in.
There's been over at Canal to see trade show, Fespa.
Yeah, we went to Fespa. Fespa 24, which is a global print expo. What does Fespa stand for?
Federation, Enterprise, Starship, Paradise, Analog.
That's perfect, yeah. That's exactly it. That's exactly it, yeah. And I'm sticking
Notice
with
how sharp that was as well.
That was
honestly,
superb.
my brain's on fire today.
I know. God, this
It even made zero sense.
Federation Starship. Yeah, that's right.
No, it's not even this, is it? Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
It's good. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. So the Federation Starship Enterprise show was actually. What's your initial thoughts? Right. Cut the bullshit. Fespa. One word. Describe it now. Go.
Quiet.
Yeah. Now I can't. So if you do it to me.
Okay. So very quickly, one word to describe Fespa. Go.
Popcorn. Sorry, I had to say it first thing that came to my head. One word.
Fuck, this is going to be an hard episode.
Fun. I can't do one word. Sorry. I enjoyed it. It was good. It's an experience. There we go. Experience.
You said right. You do go for me, and I thought you had the right good word lined up. No, you had popcorn.
No, I was hoping something to come out. I was just hoping, if I open my mouth, something good would come out, but as usual, it didn't. Experience. It was an experience. I said I wanted to tick that box, didn't I?
Yeah.
I've done it. Ticked it. It was a good experience. There was plenty to see, way more in the signing digital world than screen print. There was an all, which had had MHM, had Rock, had Anatole, had M&R. I felt like the other guys didn't really make that much effort, whereas MHM did an effort. MHM had some good stuff to see. They had the Oval, they had the SP5000, they had the Robot Arm, they had the shirt lifter. Wait! They had the old shirt lifter out, which were good.
Shirt luffer, but absolutely anybody in England will call that a shirt lifter.
Shirt lifter.
And I had the best fun ever trying to explain to the Austrians, the Germans, and everybody else what exactly a shirt lifter was. I had to refer to the Urban Dictionary quite a few times.
That's probably the best way to do it, isn't it?
And then they were like, so shall we change it? I'm like, no, absolutely not. Keep it. It's awesome. Leave it.
I want one just for that name.
Keep it a shirt lifter. Yeah. But I'm going to now rename, because that task is a puller. So you have a loader, a puller, and a catcher. Historically, those three on a press. Loader is presenting shirts to it. Puller is, in England, a taker-offer. So you're taking off. And then catching at the end of the dryer, which is QC at the end of the dryer. So taker-offer won't going to work. Puller, no, that's not going to work. So, shirt lifter, that's going to be my new descriptive word for, right, I need a loader, a shirt lifter, and a catcher. Then I can run my press.
I hear Waker's got plenty of shirt lifters. Spoiled for
No,
choice over here.
they all went to East Coast, mate.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, apparently that's a thing. Apparently that is a thing. Apparently, you know how change of identity.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, there's allegedly someone here who, can I say her name? I can't say her name because I can't actually remember it, but she won a very popular.
Stephanie.
No,
Radio
it was her
DJ.
husband. She covered for her husband, who was a very horrible, nasty bastard who did some horrific crimes.
All right.
And she was in prison for a while, and then she was released and given a new identity. And allegedly, the rumour is she's here somewhere. Lovely place, Brid.
Gone to Seaside, yeah.
I tried to tell Guy how nice it is, and I struggled.
And you led with that.
Yeah.
Ironically, on the East Coast, not on the West Coast.
Yeah. So, West Coast. I don't get that one. That went off my head.
Mate.
Sorry.
Yeah. Never mind.
But yeah, shirt lifter, that impressive. It was just nice to be out at house or out at shop, to be honest, and to see the industry from both, from different areas. I actually really enjoyed looking at CNC machines and large format printers. Some very impressive stuff there.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Not really the purpose of a trip, but I enjoyed it. Whilst, it's a bit of an added bonus. Because that's an area, that's what I used to do a while back.
Yeah, large format digital.
Yeah, so...
There were a lot of digital at this show.
There was a lot of DTF.
As far as screen print, there wasn't a lot of screen print representation. For what is a global screen print expo, there was a lot of digital. Now,
was that different this year compared to last? Was last a bit better screen print wise?
Yeah, and we think of screen print. Me and you think of screen print as t-shirts. Well, obviously, screen print is also rotary is screen print. Flat stock with scratch off cards and spot varnish and things like that. That's all still screen print. There is hard goods, glass bottles, glass goods, circuit boards. All this is screen print, but it wasn't represented there. I didn't see. Although, massive disclaimer, I was so busy I didn't get a chance to have a look round, and I normally have a good walk round. Yeah,
well, I mean, I don't think we saw it all. We tried, but there were alls that I probably didn't venture into. So you can't exaggerate how big it is. It's absolutely massive.
Did you go to the sportswear bit? I missed the sportswear bit out completely.
Quite possibly, because I don't recall being in an area particularly sporty. There's almost two sides to the building. You walk across a bridge. So we came in, entrance K, and you see all the signing digital. There were so much stuff, and there were like 4 or 5 halls. And the halls themselves are big. I mean, if there was one hall in UK, you'd go to it, and you'd say, God, that was impressive. But there were 4 or 5 of these.
That's printwear and promotion. Printwear and promotion is about half the size of one of those halls.
It is. Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I went to Fespa first then, because that would have been quite underwhelming.
It'd be very difficult to do 2 days at printwear. PMP.
Oh, no chance.
Basically, it's a day job. You turn up set off at normal time, not stupid o'clock in the morning. You get there 10, half 10, 11 o'clock. You walk round, and then you think, shall I go home? No, I better walk round again. So you walk round again, you bump into some people, you have a bit of a chat, and then that's it then. You're pretty much looking for the next pub.
Yeah. There was a lot going on at Fespa. The live rapping competition.
Yeah,
I don't mean the way. I mean like vehicle rapping. That was real fun to watch.
Rapping ding.
They were taking it super serious as well.
Oh, they are, mate. Yeah. They I did car rapping and van rapping 8-9 years ago, maybe 10. And because 1980 is not 20 years ago, is it?
You might want to stick another decade on that, yeah.
So, quite a while ago, I went for a course and did it all. And we didn't have the sort of chemical vinyl that they've got now. The vinyl's got this honeycomb on the back, where if you get an air bubble, you can just chase it straight out.
Oh yeah, it's very pliable now.
It's honeycombed on the back, which means the air just passes through and through and through and through, and then you just squash it out the back. Well, now, back in day, it were calendared or cast, and that was it. They were your only options. And if you got an air bubble, you were knackered.
That's very recent because I don't remember the honeycomb. I remember the 3M vinyl, the cast vinyl.
Yeah.
And even that was the wrap was you applied heat and it was very pliable. You had soft gloves and you could work it around, etc. But I can see the benefit of honeycomb because any air bubble was just going to pop straight out. You're not having to
they just run
risk
straight
the chance
out.
of creasing it. Anything.
No, they run straight out. But yeah, times have changed with that one. But
so
from a
much
screen
DTF.
print point of view, there's a lot of DTF. DTF. Shall we have a quick 5 minutes on DTF? What do you think about DTF?
Oh, I was very impressed by what I saw. It looks the quality. I looked up close to quite a bit of it. The quality of the print looked real nice. They've now got machines that are printing on clear backing, and it looks like it's come on quite a bit. I think the only thing that sort of upsets me about DTF is it still has that ever so slight feel of a sticker, but also like glue edges. When you glue overlaps the design slightly and you press it and you just see that faint bit of glue shadow.
Did you see the hack? Did you see the hack online today to get rid of that?
Using a bit of canvas.
Yeah, canvas. Press over top with the canvas. That gives it a textured feel. So you can buy that canvas paper from. You still buy from Express.
Yeah, Express do it. Any sort of sign that because large format printers that's what you buy on a roll. So any Express, all of us.
So no, Express used to do 3 or 4 different textured papers that you would use as an afterpress on your vinyl. So they'd get a carbon fibre imprint.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
To get that texture, so it would be an afterpress. They had a brick one, they had a carbon fibre one, they had a stone one, they had lots of different patterns, and the canvas one was very similar to like a stone feel.
Oh, very good. I like it. It's the only sort of practical use I've had of it is almost like a last resort failsafe type of thing.
Yeah,
we've had the story. I won't go over it again. We've had the story of the polyester, etc. And I ended up getting transfers, and we'll just sort of get out of jail.
Still hurts. I can see. Is it just like that? That's the other way.
But it's still a bit of it was a bit of a get out of jail free card. It served a purpose when all else failed, type of thing.
Yeah, I tell the same story. 100 shirts and 25 sweats. And 100 shirts, full water based, ran like a dream, everything superb, no problem. Did everything we're supposed to do with the off contact, with the mesh selection, with the blade selection, with the pressures. Beautiful. Went on to sweats and it looked like a dog's arsehole.
Yeah, I remember this.
And after an hour and a half and ruining 5 shirts, tap on the shoulder, can we do it DTF? No, absolutely not. Get out. No. But it looks like this. Oh, look. It looks awesome.
Yeah. It's coming a bit of the awkward side of screen printing, the stuff that you don't really like printing because it's awkward and it's costly in terms of you end up with wasting garments, etc. It almost fills that gap where you think it would be so much easier if I just press this.
It's a compliment. It's an absolute compliment to screen print, and I think it's the compliment that DTG promised it would be. So DTG promised to complement screen print, never to replace it, promised to complement it. But there's so many restrictions in DTG direct to garment that the pre-treat, the lack of polyester adhesion, the staining of light garments, all these things made DTG really difficult to use and become a high skill. And then DTF comes along and all of a sudden it doesn't matter what fabric you're putting on at all. No. Don't even consider it.
No.
There's no pre-treat. The quality control's finished. You know what it's going to look like before you press it. And it does what we were promised DTG would do, in my opinion.
But it's a good complementary tool. I'm getting more impressed every time I see, as time goes on, the more I see examples.
It's not a replacement. It's definitely not a replacement. It complements. It works alongside really, really well,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
As far as DTG goes, I was quite impressed by. I didn't actually see it, but I saw a clip of printing directly onto a white embroider. So there was a DTG machine printing. Somebody embroidered like a white. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was a flower, just pure white, and then the actual DTG printed over the top of it. And I thought, now that's cool. That's cool. That's
The cool thing about
nice,
that is the
cool
software
idea.
behind it. The software behind it doing the alignment.
Yeah, because that must have some
that's the cool thing behind that.
cleverness inside it.
Yeah, I like that. I really do like that. That's the key to that. Because years ago, you know that embroidery thread is polyester.
Yeah.
And sublimation works on polyester.
Yeah, so you could heat transfer.
Years ago, I did a test where we just embroidered the design in full white polyester with all the texture of a tiger and all these textures of fur. And then we printed a sublimation transfer, put the two together, and sublimated the transfer onto the embroidery. And it worked really, really well. But the difficult thing was the placement. The placement was really hard.
Yeah, so this is where I know there was a DTF machine printing on pure clear backing. Maybe that's an area where sublimate. Is that possible? I'm not entirely sure that is possible. Now I think about it, because it's the sublimation. I can't see him inventing that, to be honest. Because paper in itself is, you can understand why the ink would transfer, but printing onto something clear must be a plastic, and hard plastic of some sort. Unless it's got some sort of absorbent
They print
coating.
direct, don't they? They print direct, so that works really well.
Yeah, but yeah, that's cool. I saw something else on a DTG, which I really actually, I sort of came up to you and said this, and you sort of came at it from the perspective of a bloke who's had all the toys in the world. Now, what I mean by that is, so what it was one of the brother DTG machines. It basically had a projector projecting the image it was about to print. So when you lined up a tote bag or a shirt or etc., you could see the image perfectly in place. And I thought, if you had that projector over the top of your loading pallet, wouldn't that be cool? And you could almost, even if it's just a USB or Bluetooth, the image of the design, the silhouette, is projected smack bang on place on the print palette. I thought that'd be quite a cool little addition, quite useful for lining up garments, for just having a visual example without having
rather than a straight laser line.
Yeah, just a step up from a laser line. I'm not here saying it's going to transform the world or help with registration in any way, because the projector, there's room for movement, and are you going to get it bang on in focus? It'd have to be pretty impressive. So you couldn't use it for registration or anything, but I thought that'd be a cool little add-on to your press.
Yeah. I mean, it's good. It's just, as screen printers, we seem to be at the bottom end of everything, so we're always looking for the cheapest option. You know, if something costs $100,000, we'll find 2 bits of tape, some cardboard, and cut a pattern out and use an old breeze block, and that's it, done. And that's sometimes a better solution. I sent you a video the other day or a picture of a solution I saw for holding the roller and the little glue bottle.
Yeah, it would. Bit too before.
Bit of 2x4, but and the weight so it didn't wobble over was a breeze block at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I like simple solutions like that.
It worked.
There's no reason for it to be overcomplicated. It works really, really well. So I mean, sometimes simple's best. Kiss.
Sometimes less is more, but also I really want one. And I also want a cup for coming up with an idea. 30% will do.
Just 30. It's all. God, don't be giving it too much away.
Well, if you sell 3 or 4. So that was cool. And then for the screen printing side, what stood out? I mean, MHM Rock had a robot arm, which obviously we've just touched on. That was quite impressive.
The Rock didn't have a robot arm, did they?
Oh, sorry, no, it was KTK, wasn't it? KTK, sorry. Oh, did we? Did we?
No,
Sorry there.
KTK had the robot arm. If you notice, so exhibitions are really difficult to work. You want to show everything, but then you've got general public. So that robot arm were moving at quite a pace. And it wasn't actually picking anything up in the show.
No, just demonstrating the movement.
It was just demonstrating. And then to demonstrate it, it had to be behind a Perspex cage.
Yeah, you don't want it
so that
chinning
nobody
over.
got dinked by it on its way across, taking a shirt across. MHM had the same sort of robot arm. They chose not to put it in a cage, just not make it work. KTK chose to make it work, but put it in a cage. I love the idea of robots. I really do. If you do our job, if ever you go work in a screen print factory, not a little atelier studio like you've got, a proper factory where it's all about 900 an hour every hour, or people don't get paid. Then you realise that the tasks, the 3 tasks that I mentioned before, the loader, the lifter, and the catcher, are very repetitive tasks.
Yeah.
Setting the press as a certain rule of skill level attached to it. Pulling a shirt off a press, put it on a dryer. Pull a shirt off a press, put it on a dryer. 900 times every hour. Picking a shirt up, putting it on straight. Picking a shirt up, putting it on straight. Do you know what I mean? These are repetitive tasks.
Repetitive,
it's almost
low
like
skill as well.
Just screwing lids on toothpaste.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Very factory work, isn't it, really?
That's the thing with screen print. It's factory work.
Yeah.
But we also think of it as skilled or craftsman-like.
We like to decorate it as that, but ultimately, if you want to make money out of it, you have to put your head in a production factory.
It has to be like a factory, yeah. And that attracts a lower wage return. So this low wage return means you'd get less skill. And the minimum salary, minimum wage is going up at such a rate that...
Telling me.
Mate, honestly, I don't employ anybody, okay? I don't employ anybody by choice.
Do you know what it is now?
Yeah, last told me it's like £11.42 or something.
£11.50. We'll square it off because I think it's about to go up again.
Yeah.
£11.50. And this... we've talked about it. I need some help. I've got to get some help. I don't think I can make the business work without it. But the thought, paying someone £11.50 an hour, it's crippling me with fear because you add that up end of week.
Let me just see if I can add that up.
You were what 9 to 5? What we're saying? Let's say let's go.
Let me get a calculator up here.
10 to 5, so what's that, 6 hours?
So let's go 40 hours a week, yeah?
40 hours a week, just about full time.
40 times £11.50. So that's 460 a week.
So that person has to earn you £460 as a bare minimum.
So that's 24 grand a year. That's 24 grand a year out of your pocket.
In your mouth.
And that's just to get anybody with basic requirement, 2 arms, 2 legs, can count to 10. That's it. You don't need anything else.
Yeah.
And you've got to pay them 24 grand a year. That's without your tax and national insurance shit.
Now, on the flip side of that coin, if you're somebody looking to get employed, you would argue that, I put money on it, people would argue that that's quite low actually nowadays for the price of living, etc. But from an employee's point of view, it's a terrifying prospect, especially small to medium businesses. When I had jobs, I was like a £5 an hour, and I've sort of took that with me. And now I come to employ someone like,
tell you what, black and white there. I know you're a single owner operator. Yeah, we'll call you an owner operator. The small to medium businesses, I think you're less than that. I don't think you're small to medium. I think you're a small.
Yeah, of course.
So, owner operator.
I won't tie myself in.
I'm gonna. You don't have to tell me the number. I bet you struggle to pull 24 grand cash out of that business every year.
Oh, quite often, more than you would believe. Yeah, absolutely.
And now you're expected to give somebody else 24 grand.
Well, not only that,
Where's it come from?
I mean, exactly. Well, the pure. Do you know what it is? It's a total educated gamble. So I have to reason with myself and say, look, I'm going to employ the right person, and I have to be strict about not just taking anybody. It has to be the right person. It has to be someone who I genuinely believe is going to be an asset, and is not going to drag the feet. It's not going to be just a. But at the same time, I'm also asking them to do quite low-skilled menial jobs. Yeah. So getting somebody to be enthusiastic about that.
I don't want a shitty one. Yeah, I've got a shitty job, but I want a good person.
But I have to be comfortable in my head of saying, once this person starts working for me, they're going to free up enough time for me doing the tasks that take me away from printing, so that I can print more and make enough money to cover that gap. Because if I employ somebody it doesn't and it costs them, right now in particular, I've just bought an house, I've just bought a brand new auto, etc. Oh, that's taking a lot of chuffing money out of my bank every single month. My monthly outgoings right now, and I've always worked on low outgoings. It's always been a priority for me. But I've had to, I've took a step into real life, and now my outgoings are through flipping roof. To then to say to me, oh, here's another 24 grand on top of it. That is a base that has to work. If that don't work, business is gone. There's no way I could possibly sustain a business unless that particular person pays for himself.
£2 a week.
£2 a week, so absolutely. I'm going to be sick. So, and the thing is, the difficult place that I sit in right now is I've got to do it. I can't keep up. It's not working. So,
but if you're paying somebody, if you pay somebody 20 quid an hour, they have to contribute 40 quid an hour to your business.
Yeah, that seems fair to me.
They have to. If they're not contributing 40 quid an hour to your business, you can't afford to employ them. If they're not making you their wage plus, there's no point having them.
Yeah, in a simplistic way.
I'm allergic to dog. And I've been rubbing my eye. I've got dog hair in my eye now.
That's ironic, that. I'm allergic to dogs, and we've got two.
Oh, I know, yeah. Well, I'm normally okay, but I've been away from him for 3 months. I've lost me resistance, if you like.
You do, actually. You do get used to it. And then every now and again, you decide to have a scrap with him or her. And then you're like, oh shit, actually, I'm allergic to you. Wow.
Yeah. Damn, this was a good idea, yeah.
It's horrible. And your eyes water and stream and itch so bad. It's not nice.
That's where I am now.
Yeah. So, minimum wage, it's a bastard, isn't it?
So, therefore, the point I was trying to make, we have invested really heavily as an industry in machinery to get the first print running as quickly as possible. Yeah. What I mean by that is all the pre-press. We've pretty much ignored the process of put the shirt on, throw some ink on it, take the shirt off, put it down a tunnel dryer, catch it. We've left that alone for 15 years, maybe 20 years. And what we've concentrated on is how do we get to that first print quicker?
Yeah.
So we've got automatic routines in software to generate artwork. I've got little scripts that put your crosses on, put your labels on. Label everything up for you, centralise it and put it into your RIP. Then we've got machines that coat screens, that wash screens, that image screens. So we've pretty much nailed that pre-press thing now. I go to a place where one guy makes over 120, 150 screens a day and has zero stress. Puts them in the Zentner, they come out clean. He puts them in the Zentner coater, they come out coated. Puts them in the Spider, they come out imaged. Puts them in the auto developer, they're ready to go. It's just got a little dance like going around the kitchen all day long. And he's super chilled. And not exceptionally skilled at stencil making. Don't have to be. You just have to know when one's fucked up, that's all he has to know.
Yeah.
So we've pretty much de-skilled that. We've automated it, and we can predict. We can accurately predict how many screens a day you can print, you can make, and we know that the quality level is there.
Yeah.
So we need to now look at the production technique and go, right, okay, how do I apply those same principles to the production technique? So, out of the 3 tasks, which would you say would be the easiest to automate? Which takes the least skill? So the 3 tasks are put a shirt on, shirt lifter, and catch a shirt at end at dryer.
Shirt lifting. Shirt lifter's about the easiest thing on the planet. You just rip it off and chuck it on straight.
But you're missing a key component. QC.
Putting a shirt... yeah, now then. So that's... Yeah, right. So if we're multitasking...
So
and
there's
if
a
we've got
skill. QC. I've been lucky or unlucky enough to work in lots of places and employ people to do these tasks. Okay, I have a golden rule, one simple golden rule, and you'll be surprised how stupid people can be. I'm constantly shocked by how stupid people can be.
Oh, yeah.
So, taking a shirt off, dead simple. Free it from the glue, catch it by the shoulders, turn round, put it on the dryer, being careful not to flap it. Yeah? That's it. And doing some QC at the same time, looking for, plain spot the difference between this good one that I'm going to hang up at the side here so you can't miss it, and constantly do that.
Yeah.
If I show someone how to do that, and the first thing they do is grab the bottom of the shirt, pull it towards them, and turn the shirt inside out, I have to let them go there and then.
Yeah.
Experience tells me that no matter how hard I try, that will never be a good person.
Yeah.
And this is a tried and tested technique. If the first time you show someone how to take off a shirt, they turn it inside out, cut your losses now, buy them a Greggs for the time, and say, thank you very much, see you later, bye. And this is tried and tested. I've gone against my own advice, said, no, let me show you that again, look. Take it from the glue, up and away like Superman, from the shoulders, turn around, put it that way. Yeah, I've got it, yeah.
They
do one,
common sense,
then they do another, and then they get to the rushing, they get to the second one, turn it inside out.
That's a really good idea. That's made me thinking. As an employee, have a pre-prepared common sense acid test. Don't tell them, but just keep an eye out for a particular thing that you've sort of set as a trap.
That's my acid test.
And
if you turn a shirt inside out, after my explanation, even after I give you a Sally, does it still say a Sally? Give you a Sally?
A Sally?
I'll give you a chance. You get a Sally.
You get a second Sally.
Buy. Yeah. Right. I'll give you a Sally. I'll give you a chance to right, okay, listen again. Take it from the bottom, up and away, from the shoulders, onto the belt. And if you still turn it inside out, it's time to go. Cut your losses. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.
I mean, if you struggle with that,
here's a steak bake. See you later.
Here's a coupon for Greg's. Fuck it off. Bring me a sausage and bean pasta whilst you're there. Yeah, I like that. A little bit of a common sense acid test, sort of pre-set as a trap. Don't tell them. Just let them fall into it and see how they cope. So
far, I've seen 2 machines. The shirt catcher at the end of the dryer.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a guy. I've got a guy that wants me to sell them in the UK. Says these are great. They should be superb for catching shirts, catching bags as well, because they're the same size all the time. And they're great and they're superb, but we're lacking a little bit of quality control. But still got a person knocking around. So ideally, one person catching from 2 presses would be perfect.
You see, when at the very beginning of this conversation, my quality control is usually at the end at dryer. And this is why it didn't twig instantly. At end at dryer. But I suppose really you want that step back. You want to catch it so you don't print another round of shirts. You don't want it to go through dryer because that could be 2 or 3 rounds before someone picks it up and goes, oh, hang on, stop press. You've
6 metre dryer, 6 metre dryer, 14 colour press, that's 30 shirts.
Yeah.
If not more.
Yeah.
So
Totes for reals.
Totes for reals. So automating this process, really you'd think the simplest one that had almost 0 QC involved in it, no judgment calls, would be loading the shirt.
Yeah, loading the shirt's got a nuance about it, but there's a way to load a shirt accurately. But I suppose once you've got a robot with that pattern, it can't get it wrong. Far less than we can.
Our problem is the shirts aren't uniform. The fabric is not uniform. Yeah. If it was cut pieces, you could get the cut pieces to a feed edge every time. No problem. But they're not cut pieces. The t-shirts, sweatshirts, might be anything.
That movement, though, in theory, with the right that will centralise the t-shirt. That and then pulling it back, typically centralises it.
I'm gonna edit you out and just put Thomas the Tank Engine over the top of that.
Ringo Starr. From Tannoy. Oh, God.
So I've seen all three.
Thank
I've seen
God
all
for
three
Spotify
now.
listeners.
I know, yeah. I've seen all three now in some shape or form, but nobody seriously put them together. Although there are lots and lots of rumours, not even rumours, lots and lots of people talking about in the Far East. There are industry experts, usually from the US, who are industry experts in the US. Your Far East is just wet, and if you keep going east, you get wet. Eventually, you get to Holland, but the industry experts now are consulting on these movements and making these movements the same. The problem there is, in the Far East, it's cheaper to put 8 people on it than it is build a machine.
So they all, for the benefit of the industry, it's almost difficult because the people who actually would benefit, the labour's so cheap that they don't really put the time and effort and money into this side of automation. Whereas over here, labour's so costly. In the States, I imagine, on a comparative scale to the Far East anyway, at least, it's so costly.
Average salary North America to do 0 skill, sit at the end of the dryer, catch and count, you're allowed to put your earphones in, it's probably 8x5, and it's 24 to 25 quid an hour.
Shut the front door. Shut up. 25 quid an hour?
Not only that, they can't get them. People just say no.
The right staff, yeah.
So the only people I know that will work for that money are the people in a halfway house. So they're coming out of prison, coming out of rehab, coming out of something. And so right up in the north of America, North Minnesota, average salary, 24 quid an hour to stand and catch at end of a dryer.
So what you're saying is, really...
They can't get them so much so that they give them an incentive. I'll tell you what, here's $3,000.
Plus medical care, etc.
If you're still here in 3 months, you can have this $3,000.
Right, I see.
Cash signing on bonus.
And plus we get the sort of medical care as a job incentive and bits and bats. So basically, though...
comparatively in Middle East and Far East, that same job, same machines, same fabric, same customer sometimes, same ink, that same job is on average $2 an hour.
And if you're lucky, you won't get a slap in the face.
If you're lucky, yeah.
So what you're basically saying is I need to get hold of Bryce, sweet talk Bryce, to let me go over here for a couple of years. Make up a right lump of dosh. Live on noodles, pot noodles, and then come back absolutely loaded. Buy an SP5000.
That's your plan.
I've always liked Bryce, actually. It's a very well respectable shop, so if you need a shirt lifter...
Bryce is your shirt lifter.
Bryce is the shirt lifter. No, I was offered to be the shirt lifter.
All right, okay. I'm not sure where you're going.
If you need a shirt lifter, I'm free. I'll come over. 25 quid an hour. I'll lift shirts all day long.
It depends where you are in America, by the way. Some states don't pay tax, so you pay less, but in some states you do pay tax.
Right.
That was a disclaimer. I think it was Lubbock in Texas. Same job was $7 an hour. So.
Lubbock? You big Lummocks.
You big Lubbock. So, I've seen all 3 machines. I've seen a machine that loads, I've seen a machine that takes off, lifts, and I've seen a catcher. The catcher I saw about 30 years ago, maybe 25 years ago. And it's improved since then. It used to fall onto a belt which went over and stacked everything in tens. Now it goes on a shuttle tray. So that is currently in use, available. DM me for details. I've got the contact details for the people that make those. The shirt lifter, we've had the passport from M&R for years, at least 15 years, if not more. The problem with that is breaking it from the glue.
Yeah.
So the shirt lifter is a little unit that breaks it from the glue really quick, really easily, without distorting a circle image into a rugby ball.
So what's its trick?
That's like an American football.
Flick? Is it a bit of a? Is it just got that screen printer's nuanced way of
No,
snapping it off?
It's like a little tongue that comes out inside.
Ah,
So the shirt is here.
like that. That's cool.
It lifts the shirt, and then this thing goes.
see, I wish we'd have caged it so we could see it, because that would have been cool.
That was working. That bit was working.
Oh, did it? I didn't know. I have got it on video. I'll have to look back on it.
Yeah, that bit was actually working. And I made the guys come over onto press and say, right, come and do this job. What? Come and do this job, because you don't know what you're doing. Well, yeah, we've got 3 of these units running. Yeah, but have you ever actually taken the shirt off? No. That's right. Well, my glue's brand spanking new.
Yeah.
Away you go.
If you could take that off without turning it into a rugby
hard.
ball. Yeah, there's a knack to it. It's a knack.
Yeah. Just for context, a rugby ball is very similar shape to an American football, which is a game that you play with your hands, not your feet. But anyway, that's a different
A bit like Hey Arnold's head.
Yeah, like Hey Arnold's head. Yeah. So the loading machine, it was an interesting one. It's on the £1 million Carney, what's it called? Typhoon or something. The machine that takes a shirt, digitally prints it, and then it comes out cured and in a bag. That one. Big, huge machine. So the way that they got round everything's different is the loader, the squishy thing, it's your job to pick up the front of the shirt and present it to 2 grips like that.
And it takes it off your hands.
These grips take it off you and they place it perfectly. So you're not putting it onto the machine, you're presenting it to the grippers. So you've still got a person there, and I quite like that idea that a person's still there. The shirt catcher, shirt lifter, and shirt putter honorer. Have to work on that brand name. Are available, but right now there doesn't seem to be enough financial incentive to put into context these uses. All right, okay. How much do you think it costs for that big robot arm?
Shirt lifter.
If no, the shirt lifter is the thing that removes it from the glue.
All right, but what we're talking about now, the one that grabs the corners.
Yeah, that's called shirt lifter. The thing that actually picks it up and puts it on the belt. So we've got a passport along a straight ram, which is difficult, or we've got a programmable robot arm that goes deet, 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 and puts it down somewhere. On average, those units, which are readily available in the car industry, in screwing lids on toothpaste industry,
150 grand.
they're 100 grand.
100 grand. God.
So that arm alone is 100 grand, and that's not 100 grand for a shirt moving arm. That's a standard arm that you can buy anywhere and program to lift a shirt.
Yeah.
So the secret with the shirt lifter is removing it from the glue, which is the unit that sits in an empty head, so it eats a colour.
Yeah, it does, right. Oh god.
It eats a colour.
I mean, if you're in the market for one of them, you probably don't give a shit, because you've probably got an oval with 1 million heads on it or something. Definitely.
Oh yeah, there's 3 of them running in Germany. 3 of them. That's how they've done it. So it's field tested. It's working. I like the idea of it, but
I think the industry needs to move in that direction. I like the idea of it, and I think more needs to be invested in that side of things, because if every screen printer does a bit of R&D and they record the data gather, the time they spend printing and the time they spend doing all the little other jobs around screen printing, the vast majority of time is wasted or ineffectively used doing everything other than printing, especially in my case. I spend half my life doing the stuff not printing. And the more we can automate those side of things, the more money we can make.
absolutely, yeah. It's return on investment. It's money. What do you get back? So we've already established it costs 25 grand to pay someone to put on a shirt. It costs 25 grand to pay someone to take off a shirt.
Yeah.
And it costs 25 grand for someone to catch at the end of the dryer.
Oh yeah.
That's 75 grand a year.
Yeah.
To properly staff a machine.
Fucking hell.
I know, it's a lot of money, isn't it?
When you just put it in real basic maths, it's mind blowing, really, isn't it?
For 75 grand a year. So so every year you pay 75 grand for 3 bags of meat, 3 bags of skin, to come in, turn up, hopefully not high, hopefully not without domestic problems, and hopefully full of health. If you were to replace them with mechanical robots, how long would it be before you got your money back? You go, well, okay, well, I'll tell you what then. If I got my money back inside 2 years, it'd be worth investing. So therefore you're saying 150 grand. For the first 2 years, I don't lose anything. Every year after that, I make 75 grand.
Yeah.
I'm 75 grand a year better off.
Absolutely.
From this,
pays for itself quite quick.
The Chippy Tea lifter is going to earn me money after 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, I was in a position not that long ago, 12 months maybe ago, where both my employees had just decided to move on, and
that's because you're hard to work with.
That's because I don't use deodorant. And back in my head, I thought, right, I'm left with an option now. I need help. Do I invest in automation, invest in a screen print carousel, which is going to cost more than employing someone for a year, but not that much more? Or do I employ... And that automated equipment should get me a certain percentage more efficient than what it would to employ someone and have to pay them, like you say, 24 grand a year, and only get that much more efficiency. It'll help me that little bit. So it was a no-brainer to automate the machinery and gain the bigger percentage. And even though it costs a lot more up front, very quickly you get that back, and it makes it more cost effective. So as a very simplistic point of view, that were a no-brainer. At the end of the day, though, you still need squishy human beings to help you. Like, I can't put screens in that press quick enough to get the full benefit out of it, because still there's no, I'm not automating a screen room. It's still up to me to spend time away from that press printing. Yeah,
you've still got to making
hissing screens. Don't know if I mentioned it, but I really don't like reclaiming screens.
I'm going to go around with a van. On a Monday, pick up all your dirty screens, and then deliver them back on a Wednesday. And all I'll do is put them through Alex's Zenta machine.
Can you just emigrate to Brit? I'll give you a job. Save our hassle.
Yeah,
it's lovely.
I cost more than that robot.
Yeah, probably true. With every bloody penny, Tony, lad, every penny.
You don't get an ROI with me.
No. So, robots, way of future. I think we can universally agree we need to see more of it. We'd like to see more investment and research and development into making them better and better and better and more cost effective at some point, please.
Yeah.
I think it's happening. I think it's a matter of time before we see a robot arm in droplets, or some of the bigger shops in the UK.
Droplet brands, can you see it?
It's a lovely print, that.
Big all over water-based print. Franklin dropped me a shirt off. That's embroidered.
Oh, did he come to see you?
Yeah, he came to see me at show.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you were going as well. One thing I will say is, didn't bump into too many people. However, we did bump into a couple, didn't we?
We bumped into Superfan.
We bumped into Super Chuffy Stalker.
We've got a Superfan, the Chippy Tea Superfan.
Oh, my God.
Official. He needs a badge and everything.
Absolutely.
This is Luke.
Honorary mention at the end of every podcast. Credits to Luke.
He's going to get one. Credits to Luke, because it absolutely.
Luke
is the digital application specialist at... Where is it again? You've got this remembered.
MHM Direct GB Limited Company Co. charity established a while back.
Yeah, so he's the brother guy. He's the guy that installs... Brothers and solves every problem to do with Brother. Been doing it for the last 8 years. Top guy in the UK. If you've got any digital problems at all on your DTG, give him a bell. He can sort them out. He's an absolute wizard.
Yeah. And what a bag of energy. What a nice bloke. And a laugh. Proper laugh.
Strangely has started to watch Chippy Tea and has a Rain Man-like memory.
Don't even think Rain Man could keep up.
can therefore quote, well, in episode 23, Tony, you said that the average wage was only $23 an hour. So which one is it? Is it 23 or is it 25?
Got you out here, Tony lad. Honestly, like the entire night. So maybe should paint a picture.
Paint a picture.
Fespa been and done. Me and our early Bobs have done plenty of walking around. That's 28,000 miles worth of walking around Fespa. Obviously came to see MHM stand and Tony and all the lads and lasses there. It was bloody lovely actually. It was nice to bump into faces that you've seen online and talk to over Instagram, etc., etc. And Ralph, MHM, Tony, Eva. Eva's bloody lovely.
Eva in Florida. Yeah, Eva's fantastic.
Lovely lady.
She's doing a superb job with
Ralph
the.
Well, a lovely man.
Well, he's a lovely lady, but yeah, yeah, she's responsible for all the marketing at MHM. We are seeing more of a professional approach to marketing now, which it was a little bit slapdash, a little bit here and there, and we're seeing a much more structured, professional, sort of grown-up approach to marketing, which I welcome all the way.
Yeah.
And they're introducing quite a few things like a ticketing system for support, an owners group, the knowledge base. We're definitely making big leaps and bounds in that area, and it's mainly falls at Eva's feet.
Yeah, she was telling us about a couple of ideas she got floating about. Really interesting, really good stuff to look forward to. So you won't be seeing them wearing backwards caps, but there'll be some bits of
tattoos.
No tattoos, no ice baths. I love an ice bath, mate. So that was lovely, and the show, like I say, the show.
What colour's your press? Is it green?
It's actually blue. Team blue wear.
All right. Okay.
I think it's going soon. Need to clean it. Been doing it about 6 months. So yeah, Fespa to tick that off as a job done. Enjoyed it.
And then
it was.
And then what did you do?
And then me and our early Bobs went back to the hotel and we waited for Tony to finish his shift. And
long shifts out there.
Oh, I'm not kidding. Honest to God, I don't know how you do it. Just
start at 7 in the morning, and when we'd not at 7 at night, we're just on our way back to the hotel, and then we start entertaining and smooching and still talking, printing shit until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Just the energy of entertaining and answering people's questions and
just people
being sociable.
It's a lot. It's very people-y.
Yeah, I mean that in itself is a lot of energy expended. I don't think it is. It seems silly talking to people, but no, there's so much work and mental arithmetic that goes into all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
but yeah, I've had my eyes are open to the graft you really do put in, and that's not just one day; it's a week or 5 days or whatever it is.
And then everything before it, trying to get it all organised. Somebody's got to make the screen, somebody's got to find the inks. I just want to say a massive thank you to Avian Inks for supplying the inks for that, which wasn't easy. And there's a lady in charge of the Avian Inks called Jeanette, and I have a massive apology to make to her because she made sure that I had enough floor mats to put on the floor underneath the ink, which advertised Avian Inks.
Oh, I see, yeah.
She had them delivered to the hotel, and the hotel lost them. I forgot to ask for them. They weren't there. And so throughout the entire show, that was one bit that we missed. And she sort of she very kindly sorted all these issues out. And the only thing she asked of me was I put these floor mats down so that people could see it was Avian. And I didn't get them. I didn't get them in time. And it were on me.
Oh, it's one of those things, isn't it? These things happen. And sometimes you can try your hardest. You can have all the best of intentions in the world. And life just conspires against you, and what can you do? So
what did we do at night then? After all day, what did we do?
Well, me and V, our early Bobs, guy at Ace Colour, who came along to see Fespa. What a lovely bloke guy is.
Guy at Ace Colour bought me a cookie. And he said to me, it was the best cookie in the world. He would normally queue an hour for it. He managed to get one in 10 minutes.
Oh, me and Nearly tried to go there. We couldn't get anywhere near it.
Oh, he brought me one and left me one.
What a guy.
But
literally.
I've got to admit, we're in Amsterdam. I'm quite straight. Somebody comes and brings you a cookie.
You've got to be a little bit
nervous.
A little
bit suspicious. Here's a nice chocolate brownie cookie.
Smells a bit
Did you get this
musty.
from one of those special shops? No, it's superb. It's great. One of the best ones you'll have. So I did a little bit of research testing first. When Luke popped on the stand, I made him have a bite first. So what do you mean? He said, have a bite of that. What for? So check back with me in 10 minutes.
You see Luke just looking super chill. You know there's definitely something in it.
He's like, wow, the colours on those
Whoa.
tulips are awesome.
That test
I'm
print
like,
is
right, no, in
mind-blowing.
that. No. After 10 minutes of him talking at me, I'm like, how do you feel? It's a nice cookie, that. Yeah, it's lovely. Right, I'll eat it now. Fuck off.
Yeah, get off. Get off. Oh, that's tricks.
You're not having any more.
Whoa, what a guy. Me and Haley, genuinely, we've tried to go to two places. There's this place where we have mac-off sandwiches, and we look unreal. And we walked up to the door, and then all of a sudden, someone tapped on the shoulder and said, "Excuse me, queue's over here." And we turned around, and a couple of metres away, they were queued on bridge. Not right up to the door, for some reason. I guess just not to block all other shops, but they were queued on bridge. It was massive. And then there was that cookie place. Apparently, you pre-order it, which we didn't do.
Well, Guy managed to get a cookie. So, sorry, I jumped in there. So, Guy at AS Colour, which, in our opinion, are the best shirts you can print on both analog and digitally out there.
Opinion and experience, and you wait to single out other companies, etc. And this is not.
I don't mean others are bad. It's just mean that these are rising to the top.
I'm just a big AS Colour fanboy. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. So,
and only because it's the same reason I like MHM is because I've tried everything else, and this is my opinion on what's best.
yeah.
AS Colour, we tried just about everything else, and these rise to the top if you're looking for a retail feel shirt, in my opinion.
IMO, and also IME, in my experience.
All right, okay.
But yeah, what a bloody smashing guy is.
So okay, I keep interrupting you.
No, you crack on. You tell us what we did. You tell the story.
No. So
It's your
after the show, we arranged to meet you, Haley, Guy, and me.
Yeah.
So you take it from there.
Well, I mean,
because it was quite eventful.
Jesus H, where do we even start? I mean, first of all, we should probably say, no offence to anybody who was a big fan of Amsterdam, but we're at pubs. I've just got this feeling that it's all smoking coffee shops at the cost of everything else. We really struggled, and we put some miles in. You couldn't just go from bar to bar like you could anywhere in England. It was almost like a couple of mile walk from one bar to other, if it was open. So,
in its defence, the following night, I found myself in Amsterdam with no experience. Did a quick Google search and found an English pub straight away.
Did you?
And then found another one. So, in its defence, I think it's like London. If you drop me in the middle of London, I wouldn't know where to go. But you give me someone, and you happen to be in the right place with 4 or 5 different bars. Same as New York. You can go to New York and not have a clue what the hell to do, and they think there's no bars here. But a little bit of local knowledge or a little bit of luck, just happened to drop in the right place.
Yeah.
The following night, I was in a restaurant booked by someone else, a little steakhouse, and it just so happened right, okay, let's go for a beer. Google pub near me. Boom. Oh, around this corner here. You get to that corner and you can see 5 pubs.
Oh, right.
Turn left, and I would have been back in train station. No more pubs, and I thought this were crap. So sometimes it's luck, sometimes it's local knowledge. So in Amsterdam's defence, sometimes it depends on which area you're in.
Yeah, well, I just know me and Haley, we spent quite a bit of time walking about, and we really struggled to find what we wanted. I guess you need
I was on my way to you. I was on my way to you. You moved pubs because you couldn't get in.
Well, first of all, me and Haley Bobs give Guy a shout and said, let's meet up. We met up outside Anne Frank's house, as you do. And, first thing we did was say, right, let's find a pub on the phone. And we said, well, go on, Guy, you can have first choice, because trust your ability to find a decent venue. And it took us to some bar. And first thing we did is walked upstairs to this bar, and there was a list of rules. No standing up, and that's the boundary read. We saw no stand up, we said, right, enough. Come on, this isn't for me. A list of rules to drink in your establishment. Like, come on. We thought, there's no way we're getting in here. And eventually we walked another mile. And where did we end up? We ended up in a bit of a corner pub. It was very pubby, a very British pubby, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you joined along after you got your...
Well, I got an Uber halfway across town. The Uber's, I paid 60 quid for an Uber at one point.
Oh,
I went to get a taxi and he said minimum charge 30 quid. I went, I'm literally going 1.5 miles. I mean, yeah, it's 30 quid. So how about I give you 20 cash off on side? It's 30. Do it by card if you want. I don't care. I'm going to be in your car for 3 minutes. Yep, it's 30 quid. Do you want it or not? Fucking hell.
Yeah, we when we got there, we got in the taxis sort of lined up 60 quid to get from airport to hotel, and it was 10 minutes or so. But like, flipping, we did find the Ubers way cheaper, still expensive.
Yeah, so you couldn't go. They cancel on each other. So I join you in the pub.
How long? People listening to be like, "Fuck's sake, what did you do in the pub?" The best part of the story is no, it was really boring and uneventful. We just had a pint. There you go.
Just had a pint. So we get to the pub and
get a round of beers in. Have a couple of warm embraces and then get a few beers in. And what? You setting me up for this, aren't you? And what did bloke do? So we get into the pub and we sat down, and the bloke behind the bar is almost a very, very big stereotypical Belgian bloke. Belgium?
Yeah.
Belgian
Dutch,
bloke.
yeah.
Very good, very dry sense of humour. First thing me and Ailey said was, "Oh, can we have this?" And he said, "Nope." And I said, "Oh." And then eventually, after a long pause and looking at his absolutely dead face, he said, "And I'll tell you why. It's empty." I said, "Oh, well, you just said that." Anyway, yeah, very dry, very almost very stereotypical Dutch bloke. And we got a round of drinks in, and we're all sat at this little table, end at bar. A bloke comes over, holding pint glass like this, and he leans over, and the bottom of the pint glass must have clipped a glass that was already there, and it went like that all over Tony.
Full pint.
A full pint. Not a fraction, not a half, not 3/4. The entire pint.
Full pint of beer all over me.
Absolutely.
Straight in my lap, straight away.
Within minutes, I've been sat down as well. Poor Tony. Honest to God, my heart sank. I felt like absolute crap for you on his behalf.
So I thought, this is going to be a good night.
I thought, we're on it now, we might as well carry it on. And yes, what an horrible, awkward situation, but you played it off very well. You didn't lose your shit. You were quite well, played it off. But I guess it is what it is, isn't it? What can you do at that point? You piss wet through.
No point crying over spilt beer, is there?
We all got a few pints out of it for free, didn't we? I mean,
we got a few free beers.
2 or 3.
So, and then we get a text. I get a text from Rain Man Luke Mitford.
The best part about that story is Guy was outside on phone. He missed it all.
He missed it.
He comes in and was like, "Why is everybody piss wet through?"
What's going on? Yeah. Why is there water on the floor under Tony? What's it going on?
Why do you stink of ale?
Yeah. Then we got joined by Luke.
Yeah.
When we found out that he is the world's #1 super fan of Chippy Tea podcast. Luke, like us, well, like me, spends a lot of time on the road. Been looking for a podcast, came across ours, and even though he's not a screen printer, he's a digital, but we will embrace him. We will pull him into the fold and make him a screen printer.
Well, first thing that happened is you walked and said, "This is Guy, this is Danny Flipper Sweet Prick." And then he went, "Danny Flipper Sweet Prick," and then you went, "This is our Haley Bobs." He told us, it was like instant. I thought, fuck. It was brilliant. It was just the bit that made me laugh was when, and this is, and then he goes, "Our Haley Bobs," like that. It's our Haley. So funny.
Superb. So we had a good night. Absolute superb night.
And he just spent the entire night making us absolutely creasing us. Especially with
quoting.
Quotes. It was just non-stop.
Well, in episode 28, Tony, you actually said that.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, really?
A natural conversation would start about whatever particular topic. And because we probably already have it, I'd start saying something and he'd finish it. he'd finish sentence for me because he'd be like, I know exactly what you're about to say because I've heard this.
He knows us so well.
Yeah, I know the conversation. You've done it before. So now,
Has he sent you the list of drinking game, by the way, yet?
no, let's have a look. Let's present it to the podcast because it was so funny.
Have I sent you it?
No, I think you might have done on that night, but I've lost it. Like I say, that night ended up.
Mine's at the other side of my phone over there, so you've got a chance of me getting it.
Let me just pull up. Give me a second. Let's have a quick look. Media. No, I don't think I've got it. We'll have to put it on the show notes of some sort. But basically, the Chippy Tea drinking game, Chippy Tea Bingo. He came up with his own version. We've had a Chippy Tea Bingo for a while, haven't we? But he came up with an updated version. It was quite funny.
Yeah.
So I'll put that forward on the show notes if you want to play along.
Yeah.
But just in general, we just had a few beers, didn't we? Had a few beers and had a right good catch up. Told a lot of industry juicy secrets, I think, and a bit of
yeah.
With Guy and Luke and our Early Bobs had a right good time. She thought our Early Bobs were basically dying, by the way. She was very, very unwell. But a few beers in, I think she said she just sort of it overrides it a bit, doesn't it? And you can enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's a good analgesic, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, very good. Very funny night. I enjoyed it a lot, and we definitely need to do it again.
I dried out eventually.
Yeah.
Did I take spare jeans with me? No. And you say, it's all right, Tony, you can borrow mine. Like, yeah, what am I going to do? Put one leg in?
Hooked it up to Fespa MC Hammer.
Yeah. You can't touch this.
I didn't know bell bottoms were back in fashion, Tony. You've been on that, those brownies. You look like you come from 60s.
Yeah, so a good night was had by all, to be fair.
Yeah, what a bloody good night. And unfortunately, Tony got up crack a dawn straight back to work. Me and Haley lied in bed till 10 o'clock. Dying. Oh, honest to God. I've not done that in a while. I mean, I went for a long period without drinking whatsoever, and the most I've had is 1 or 2 pints. And then that night, I felt like I was in my teenagers again.
We only had 3 or 4.
I don't know. I don't chuffing, no, Tony, lad. I don't feel like it was 2 or 3. Hey, Christ.
I got home all right anyway, so I'll be all right.
Yeah, well, you got through it, didn't you? Yeah. So, Fespa. Ticked it off.
Good time. Yeah.
Good time.
What sticks out? You're only allowed to say one thing. What stuck out most? No, you're only allowed to say one thing, and it can't be MHM. So, what stuck out the most?
In terms of just at the show, a particular product.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a cop out, this, but for me, I really like that projector on DTG, just because I want to see it on the proper press. Honestly, I honestly think that I feel like that as a place, I would feel like it could be developed and or brought over really cheap and sold at a reasonable price. It's not exactly mind-blowing technology, is it? Just a projector on an arm. And I feel like that could be retrofitted to all MHM presses pretty comfortably.
Absolutely.
And I feel like it'd just be quite a useful addition to your print process. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to change your life, but like I say, it's a useful addition for quite a low cost, I'd expect. So that was the thing that I took away with it, and it stuck in my head because I want it. You know. What about you?
I have got a list.
You said one thing. That's not.
I know, yeah. If I'm going to say one thing, for me, it was the carousel heat press with auto loader and auto peeler.
Yeah, but this is DTF.
For me, that's
back to DTF.
Yeah.
We're back, I guess.
We're back to transfer application. So transfer DTF is getting huge in the industry. It's there. It's here to stay. It's a great compliment, like I've already said. But the slow part is, even with a dual fusion heat press, I've topped out between 50 and 80 an hour. So 450, 500 a day. And the placement's all important. So this is where your lasers, your projectors and everything comes in. But we've still got human error in there. the Columbia heat press was a carousel heat press with 3 heated platens on it. One for pre-press to flatten the fibres, one for a 6-second press, and another one for another 6-second press. What this gave you was a 12-second heat press in a 6-second cycle.
Yeah.
That gave you around about 350 pieces an hour with one operator. But the thing that set it apart was the auto loader and auto peeler.
Yeah.
So now you've just got one person presenting T-shirt in the right place onto the platen, and then along comes a little first station, press it to preheat it. Second station picks up the transfer, places it in the right place. Every time, straight. No, it never gets off its face on dodgy cookies. It never turns up late. It's always there. It hasn't got an excuse. It doesn't say my back hurts today, or I've been out on piss with Danny and Early Bobs and now I don't feel so fresh. And so it places the transfer in the same place every time. The carousel then moves around, presses for 6 seconds, moves around, presses for 6 seconds, and then on the next stage, 2 robot arms. One holds the shirt down, one peels the transfer off on hot peel transfer.
Yeah.
That's it. You've just applied 350 transfers in 1 hour with one operator, and they're all perfectly straight. So for me, that was the game changer. So much so that I'll sell them in the UK now.
How impressive. How impressed.
I'm super impressed, and I know where they're made. They're made fantastically, and for me, I'll start helping people automate their DTF process now. Get in touch with me, and I'll sort your price out straight away.
So, get in touch with Tony if that's something that you fancy. My question is, how do you know the transfers are perfectly uniform? Is that something that part of the process you're going to have to sort of...
No, there's two ways. So I asked the same question: how do you get them all the same size? And Ricardo looks at me and went, "Scissors." So how do you get that? It's not difficult. If you just run it straight across, you use the edge of the transfer already, cut it, and it's done. So what if you get them a little bit off? He says, line them up because you can see them, and then guillotine, hand guillotine.
Yeah, I guess you're going to have to it's probably best to have a decent sized guillotine, an actual guillotine that you can bump them all up, trim them uniform, and then have them ready in the machine.
The other option was a little cutting unit at the end of the DTF, which cuts into squares.
All right, yeah.
Little blade cutter.
Yeah.
And they're quite good, but a little bit expensive. But they automate the process, make sure that nothing's wrong.
And how do you deal with print placement? As in, let's just say you want to print some chest badges. Do you need a big carrier sheet with a load of empty space with a chest badge, or can you position it to pick up a chest badge?
Basically, put your shirt on the platen with the collar where you want it to be, put the badge where you want it to be, and go backwards and make the robot fit the badge that you've just placed. So you place the transfer first and then program the little robot.
Right, I see.
To tell it, right, okay, always pick up from this point. Well, pick up this and then do the reverse when we're placing it.
That's very cool. How impressed I saw it. Very impressive bit of kit. I can see why, if you're doing a lot of transfers, that would make your life
There was a high-speed digital as well from MHM, which printed the pallet as it moved.
Yeah. Now that
didn't wait for the pallet. Normally with hybrid, this is hybrid. Shall we have the discussion on hybrid? Hybrid printing is using a screen underbase, a screen print underbase with CMYK on top.
Yeah.
So this first came out. I played with this pre-pandemic. So January, mid 2019 and early January 2020, there was a unit called the V Pro, and it was basically a CMYK printer. That's all it was, and it was relatively cheap, to be honest. And so the brightness came from the underbase. This underbase was from a place in Malaysia. It was superb, but the guy wouldn't tell us what were in the ink. It could have been ground up puppies for all I know. So that's not on your bingo card, Luke. Is it?
But that's down, son.
So we didn't know what were in it. So we eventually couldn't sell it. The unit wasn't well enough made to be robust enough to withstand putting it in the hands of a knuckle dragging screen printer. And so it basically fell by the wayside and wasn't a success.
How long ago was this?
I'm still convinced it would have been, because I got good results with one screen. That's the key. One white base screen and CMYK on top. So then you fast forward 4 years.
That puppy sounds quite good. Can I have some?
Yeah. What colour do you want?
White underbase. It's like the dream, isn't it?
One hit white underbase, yeah, but would you grind up puppies to get it? Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It comes with a golden tint, as in golden retriever tint. Stop. So
you've got to be careful where you leave your bucket. It might piss on your carpet.
Yeah. So we're left with today's hybrids. The number one hybrid system on the market is the M&R DS4000. DS stands for Digital Squeegee.
All right.
This is a big CMYK unit, quite a big print area. So the print head is the width of the shirt, and it goes about 8 times. 1, 2.
Comes over a pallet like that, like a big L
It's
shape.
a bridge.
Yeah.
A big bridge over the top of a pallet. Takes up the full space. Tried and tested technology. Been out a long time. Again, the main problem, the underbase. Then you've got the Rock Hybrid. The Rock Hybrid will also do the same thing. We do a screen print first, and then we've got lots of little heads going forwards and backwards to try and cover as big an area as possible, as quickly as possible. So if you've got let's say you've got a 12-inch print head, and it has to go over 6 times to get opacity. It's basically, that's the time that you're waiting for the print to finish.
Yeah.
Now, if you've got a 4-inch print head, then it goes 4 times and then it moves. And then it goes 6 times and it moves. And so we're looking at nearly a minute of print.
Yeah.
When screen print's 3.2 seconds. So all of them are limited to the base white. The problem is the base white's not strong enough if you don't use ground up golden retrievers.
I'll just heard someone knocking my door. Give me a sec, mate. Sorry. 2 secs. Right.
So
digital heads having multiple.
Yeah. So we've always had the option: bigger print head, more expensive, less time; smaller print head, less expensive, more time. And all of the units, especially when we were at IPMAR in Milan last year, units from every manufacturer, a lot of Chinese units. And it seemed to be the way forward. But the stumbling block is always the base white.
Yeah.
So with the hybrid, the resolution is almost unlimited. You can have 1400, 2400, whatever you want.
Yeah.
A little bit slower, but you can have high resolution.
Right.
You can never see the dots. But the thing you put it onto, we're limited on the dot size. So if it's got a fade around the edge, then we're limited to how big we can put that fade on.
Yeah.
If it's a solid straight vector edge, perfect. Just got a little bit of ridge to go on. The problem has always been the base white. One screen's not enough. Current inks aren't strong enough. If I put multiple layers down, I get a bad feel.
Yeah.
So I've got to use higher mesh counts, multiple screens. Usually it's 2 minimum for optimal.
Yeah.
Base white screens. So that's white flash, white flash, white flash, white flash. Then we get to the CMYK stuff. The CMYK stuff can't sit on a dried or flashed white. It has to sit in wet ink.
All right.
So I have a screen of clear wet ink, which is like a binder,
Yeah.
pre-treat, whatever you want to call it, something for the ink to sit into. Then, once the CMYK is printed, it needs sealing so that it doesn't wash off.
Right.
So I have a top coat. So I have a tie coat and a top coat.
So before you know it,
coat
this
for the ink to
full
sit into.
CMYK that would have took you 4 screens on a normal auto, you've ended up using more screens just to print it digitally, to save yourself a lot of time.
Well, it's 4 minimum, and then your white's not very good, so you get a better white. I spoke to... The thing that sticks in my head is, in America, there was a machine running, a green one, and it was. I'm like, that's impressive. That I like that. And I got to the guy who's actually got this press in his shop. So that's all right. That is there any major issues with it? So is that how you'd run it? Not quite. No. If that was in our shop, our standards are a bit higher. We'd put an extra 1, maybe 2 screens in there. So of what? Of the base white and maybe another, top coat to make sure it's good. I'm up to 7 or 8 screens now. I think if I have a word with our mate John at Sepson, that, then I could probably get a better, more not better, a more authentic looking shirt from specialist separations and using my skill on press than trying to put a photographic sticker on something. So I have to argue, and I want to hear people's opinion on this. I'm not setting my opinion at all, but I'd love to hear people's opinion on where does hybrid sit? Who buys the hybrid machines? What are they printing? If on this particular one on press in Austria, in Amsterdam, there was a white puff going around it, and maybe some glitter and some silver and special effects.
Yeah,
Well, that tends to be fashion market. So, is the fashion market demanding that? Is it the band market? Is it the promo market? Who's buying these hybrid machines? Are we saying to people that you can have 500 full coloured shirts now if you want? But the machines some of the machines start from 250 to 500,000.
expensive stuff.
Yeah, and they're not cheap to run. And you've got to align 8 screens perfectly and put your CMYK on top.
I guess if we get to a position where we can put a single screen white base down that is opaque enough,
1 screen white, 1 screen white, awesome,
blows the
super.
doors up, and that shit's impressive. But if we're having to back it up with print, flash print, or screen.
So with 2 base whites, it's minimum 4 screens. But if you have a flash and a cool in between each one, that's a 12 colour press.
Yeah, and we get to the point where I could probably do the same print on press with multiple screens, and I'm not really gaining much.
Yeah. Our mate, the Pizza King, is playing with Virus CMYK on a white base. If we can nail that.
Oh, laughing at you. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting thing. It's obviously got legs because we're putting a lot of money into it. It's beyond me, honestly.
I'm struggling to see who the end user is. Who's the main guy? So I'm the wrong person to ask, which is why I'd love to throw it open. And the experts say to me, "What do you think of this, Tony?" I'm like, I don't know. Compared to what? Compared to screen print? I don't like it. Why? It's better. You're saying that because you're not a screen printer.
Yeah.
Am I like a Neanderthal dragging my knuckles going, no, if we don't push ink through holes in the screen, it doesn't count? No, because I've seen the industry change. I saw the industry on flat stock. We spoke very early at the beginning. We'll come right back. You didn't see much screen print onto paper and board. Nothing. And that's because it's been replaced by digital. You saw the speed of some of those digital printers.
I mean, the very first thing you walk into is a massive large format. And it must have
5 meters.
And it was like, and within seconds, the coverage. It must have had so many printheads in that machine. It was like a big box full of printheads.
They're huge.
So impressive. Some of them large formats blow your head right off.
And screen print onto flat stock disappeared. And then I watched it happen over like 15 years. Am I going to watch it happen with digital onto garments?
Well, no, because the key factor is this: the key question is it better? And it looks like in the flat stock industry, better. It's better, hands down, better, easier, more convenient, and you're getting just as good of results. There's a traditionalist side of things with the traditionalist
cheaper,
posters,
faster, better.
Yeah, we can't say that.
Cheaper, faster, better. You have to have all 3. So the one I was looking at was about 5 cents of ink. So that's cheaper. It's 1,200 pieces an hour. Okay, it's faster. Better? Not quite yet. So until we get all 3, we're not really going to progress.
No. Well, early days. Although I suppose it's been around a while.
I think we're in the early days. I don't think I'll still be in the industry when we get to the point that we are with paper and board. So we're at the point with paper and board where we don't see silkscreen anymore.
No,
because it's
really.
no longer effective to have a high number of people, big investment in manufacture, and a slow print speed. So it became cheaper, faster, better.
Yeah.
About 10 years ago, that directly onto paper.
Yeah.
Roll to roll, I think rotary is suffering with the onset of digital roll to roll, because digital roll to roll is fast as, cheap as, and takes a smaller footprint.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Than those rotary screens that go on.
Yeah.
But cut pieces, again, we come back to the thing every time that makes screen print unique, our industry unique. The substrate. The substrate changes every time. We don't know we can't standardise the substrate.
No.
We don't always print onto white and make it black. Which, if you were printing onto a roll, that's what you'd do. You'd print it white and make the background black.
Yeah.
So we print onto, we could be printing onto a baby's bib or a thong, which I saw you printing onto.
Oh, bloody thongs.
Printing in a thong, printing on a thong.
Yeah. Buff.
And everything in between, every piece of clothing in between. So, it's hard to standardise our industry and drop it into one of those things. I love it. I think it's great, but I just don't see the place where hybrid would sit.
Watch your space, I guess. See where it goes. It's early days. There's a lot of room for improvement, I think, but it's impressive to see. I mean, we have to give to see a pallet move and come back printed.
Start blank and come out printed.
It's not gone under.
As it moved.
Stopped. Come out. The process of. So as fast as you can set your X-Type or your SB5000, let's just say you've got it on 80 as a standard, the time it takes for that pallet to move from one position to the next, it's already printed.
That's your print time.
What?
No dead time. Yeah, I love the idea. The theory of it is superb. Is it ready yet? Probably not. But not my area of expertise, so I pretty much stayed away from it. I ran the SP5000 all week, which is still a superb machine.
Yeah.
With the auto reg. The fact that I can move a left chest 6-colour print 25mm this way and it's still being reg, and then move it 25mm that way and it's still being reg, so I can move the screens rather than the shirt, is just a game changer.
Oh, that machine! That you took me. You had to give me a little walkthrough of the features that I haven't got. The extras that you get for your money. The registration stuff. 0.025
01
mil or whatever it is.
0.001 of a mil. Yeah.
And it's just
100 presses of that button
of a dial
moves it a mil.
It's not a.
Yeah.
It's a button. Beep, beep, beep. Digital screen. It's just mind blowing. And the presets as well, so you can sort of save every job. And I think the big one, like you, exactly what you've just said, you can move all the screens in unison. Oh, it's just Can you select? Can you say, oh, the colours are slightly out with underbase? Select top colours, move them up that way. Can you do that?
Yep.
I better get saving up.
But you see, the thing I noticed most about that press wasn't what it did. It was the fact that nobody knew what it did. So we'll throw this back to Eva on the marketing. Before she's arrived, MHM have got all these fantastic products, but don't tell anybody, for Christ's sake. Oh God, no! Don't tell anybody how good this is. 97, I bought a press. I bought a press that did that in 97.
Oh yeah, well this is something you told me. It's like this technology's been around for a long time.
It's tried and tested 30 plus years in the industry. Absolutely bog standard. This is the normal average, but nobody else has picked it up. It's just
this is a mind-blowing thing. That technology has been around so long. It's so good. It's not been copied, and it makes you ask a question: Can it just not be copied because proprietary part of what makes it work. Is it trademarked or something, or whatever it is? I don't know.
Part of what makes it unable to copy is, yes, there'll be some bits in there that nobody knows how to do. But the level, I go back to level of tolerance. So the level of tolerance that the Austrians use for their manufacturing is so high, 0.025 of a millimetre. It's ridiculous. So, the machine that they use to make these is a Haas.
Yeah. Haas CNC engineering.
Yeah. So, and the level of tolerance is so high.
That was an F1 reference, FYI.
F1 reference, yeah. Push it to the max.
Did you watch this?
No, mate. I'm done with it, I think.
You'd have loved this week.
Didn't watch qualifying, didn't watch race.
You'd have loved this weekend.
I know, and I normally, Australia, I have always notoriously got up at 4 or 5 a.m. And watch it. It's the start of the season. It's beginning for me. I loved it. Well, Australia's not the first race anymore because the Arabs have taken over the money. I hope so.
Yeah, somebody's cottoned on to the traditionalists, and they've decided Australia will be the opening race at year next year, as it always has been and always should. And Brazil should always be the last race at year. But that hasn't changed.
Yeah. Well, no, that won't change because there's too much money involved. It's not a sport anymore, it's entertainment. But anyway.
You watch boxing?
No, I won't.
There wasn't any boxing on. I just thought I'd let Luke have another shot.
I've got a list somewhere.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so...
what were we talking about?
I have no idea where we were. I have no
How did we
idea
go?
where
Whatever
we were.
it brought us into. Haas engineering. The
level of tolerance. So the level
super.
of tolerance of the engineering is so high that other manufacturers are like, listen, only fucking t-shirts. Christ. They're just t-shirts. Well, how do they move it? So give them an hammer. Give them an M&R branded precision adjustment tool. Also pulls nails out of pallets. Just tap, 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 tap. That's it. Fine. And so people don't think it's worth the investment. I personally do. If you look at some of the screen printing stuff that's made for the documents, the national documents, or even printed circuit boards that we were on about before, they don't piss about registration. They drop it into pins.
Oh, yeah, just bang.
Drop it into a pin, it's done. Drop it into a pin, it's done. Forget that highly skilled registration bollocks. No, nobody's got time for that. Pick a system. Don't allow for any tolerance.
Yeah, it needs eliminating. I need to eliminate that from my process. I'll be using film for a little while, but I think the way forward for me is to get an auto coater and then to look at renting direct to screen, not the freestyler, the Spider. Is it the Spider? Or is it the other way around?
Spider's expensive, freestyler's cheap.
Alright, then the Spider.
And speaking to Exile, because I've slagged this machine off so much. Speaking to Exile at the weekend.
Standard, I thought.
It's fine, Mark's fine. They're all fine.
Do you know? Let me say this as well. Nobody fucking give me any help at that.
I had a little dig.
Apart from you.
No?
I was walking around paying an interest in certain things, and I thought, somebody come tell me about it. Blanked.
No, you got to ask.
Apart from Chinese, who wanted your phone number, your WhatsApp, and everything, I just like the flashing lights. I don't want to buy your LEDs.
Facial recognition, they've already got it, mate.
Yeah, probably.
They've already got your facial recognition. I'm a social score.
Add to contacts in the head.
This guy doesn't hold the door open for old ladies. No, that.
I am very polite.
So,
the elderly.
I did walk past Exile. They had the freestyler there, and I looked at it, and he looked at me and went, "Oh," I went, "Yeah, okay, well, but it does this, it's still chunky, it still does this. So does it still scan every time before it takes a fucking print?" I went, "No, we've taken that off." I went, "Oh, okay. Yeah, good choice." So they've taken the scan off, which reduces the time by at least a minute and a half.
Right, all right. So, yeah. That would be my
and Rory at Dewstone, he loves his, doesn't he? So a big shout out to you and them.
Yeah, I think it was set up time. I think he had a bit of TV problems setting up, but I think as far as I know, last time I spoke, now that he's got it running, he seems pretty happy. Last time I spoke, so yeah,
good.
That's two people who like it anyway. I can't remember the other one, but I know we've got two happy customers.
Yeah.
So yeah, so auto coat, and then I'll look into renting. I don't know what these type of things cost to rent, but I know it's an option.
It costs about 12 grand to buy.
Oh, right.
That freestyle is about 12 grand. The Spider's in the region of 50.
Yeah.
Maybe 45 now.
I can't afford to
It'll
buy
get cheaper. Lasers are coming down. Sarti laser's coming down. My mate Andrew, it's called the Screen Print's got a laser. I never knew all about it. So.
Right.
So on LinkedIn, he's got a laser put in by L&M Imaging Systems.
Yeah, I've heard that now.
Yeah. Hopefully, if everything goes to plan this week, I'm going to go see Mr. Roper
All right.
and have a look at that D2M system.
I did my invite not coming post.
No, I don't like it.
I know.
So I'll have a look at that, see what that's like. Maybe next week I can give a bit of a review on that.
Yes, it's got people talking on it.
It has got people talking, some good, some bad.
I have me.
So let's cut through the crap
I have my
and get it in my hands.
doubts. So I'd be interested to see what you say, because I'm sure you will ask. I'm sure you will have the same doubts that I do.
I won't give an opinion. I won't give an opinion until I've had it in my hands, because otherwise you're just repeating somebody else's opinion.
Yeah,
So.
just questions, isn't it? Right, so we've done 1 hour 40. Overall, Fespa was good. Fespa was hard work for Tony. He got piss wet through with beer. And now it's Monday morning. It's a fresh week. I've got a horrific amount of work to do. Good grief, I'm falling behind. I need help. What about you? Let's just wrap up quickly with what's your plan for the week? How interesting? Or are you just chilling now because you've been grafting non-stop?
I'm going to go see the guys at Monster Press.
Oh, cool.
See if I can get their imaging unit and press dialed into each other.
Yeah, cool.
That'd
be good.
See if we can get down to 0 setups.
That's the goal.
Hopefully that's a thing.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. Look, I know it works, okay? I often say to people, because they don't believe it works, look, my job is making this work. I've had some absolutely superb results. 150 screens and only 4 of them moved within less than 0.1 of a millimetre. So to me, that's a fucking success. That's almost like 98% success rate. And I go to places and it don't work. I have to work out why. You know, there's three steps in the process. One of the points is not working. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes.
I have every faith in you, Tony, lad. And I have every faith in the Monster Press boys, because they know what they're doing, I'm sure.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Yeah.
Just
after that, it's nothing. I'm UK bound for 2 weeks.
Wow, that must be a record.
Yeah, 2 weeks, and then I'm away to Belgium.
I know you're talking about. You will fill that 2 week with work. I know full well you will. You won't chill out in your boxer shorts watching
grass
telly.
to cut. I've got grass to cut and shit, and I started building an office before Christmas.
Well, I hope you do.
I hope you do. Before Christmas. I haven't been here though, have I?
I hope you honestly. I honestly hope you take that 2 week off, because we're all guilty of it. You'll fill that space with work like I would, but then burnout's a very real thing. It got me. Like Amsterdam was very well timed, because the burnout I was going through, pushing through, was so problematic. And luckily, I've come back a little bit fresher. Still a mountain of work to do, but at least my head's a little bit clearer, and I can tackle these issues one at a time with a little bit of logic, and not just making the problem worse. So, have a couple of weeks off, cutting grass, chilling out. Spring's coming in, kicking in a bit now, isn't it? So weather's not too bad for the garden.
It's pissing it down, man.
I told you, come to Brid. Sunny as fuck.
I'm coming to Brid next week.
Yeah, well, apart from that day. You're not allowed to work apart from that one day.
No, lots in pipeline, lots to do, and we'll go again.
There is a video
next long
coming.
haul will be.
There's a video coming.
Is there?
A vlog, if you like. Not really a vlog.
Right.
Just a compilation of. Oh, we're going to make it just a walkthrough of Fespa, but I thought me and Ailey had a bit of a laugh. We had different bits of food to eat. I thought it'll be just a whole weekend compilation video with a bit of nice background music. And
awesome.
I thought
Can't wait
that
for
little
that.
bit of personal touch just makes it a bit more interesting, doesn't it?
Yeah, superb.
Fuck it. It's our channel. Do what we want.
Yeah.
Right.
Right, are we done?
Up best, everybody. Been bloody lovely as always. I've had a right good time
Yeah.
this episode. Better than last week's.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. We'll get some real work done.
I'm going to go line up some youth t-shirts.
Print some shit.
I've got lucky.
You go print some shit.
I've got lucky. I took a job on and I thought I'm going to have to buy a full set of tote bag pallets to print these youth t-shirts. And luckily, the Gildan youth t-shirts are heavy, so big, I could just use them on a normal pallet. So I've saved myself about £2.5 grand. Or I've put off that
awesome.
expense for a little bit anyway. Bye then.
Well, if you do run out of money, just buy 4 and skip every other one.
Yeah, I don't think I'll do that.
Or
But
buy 4 and do 4 samples.
yeah.
4 sample print. Keep your pallets warm.
Yeah, that's an option. I think what I'll do is, once this press goes, it'll go towards pallets. The only reason this press is hanging about is for sleeves and tote bags, to be honest. I can just get some pallets to do that job, so that's what I'll do.
Yeah.
Whatever I get for that, I'll buy some pallets.
Have a look on that eBay, that guy that was selling his shop, see if he's got any bits and pieces to go with it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Ask Sarah. He knows who he is.
Ask Sarah, she'll find a bargain for you. Right, so that's a wrap. Again, thank you very much for listening, tuning in, watching, putting up with us for another week. All that remains to be said is if you do like what you've been seeing, hearing and listening to, then drop us a like and a follow, tell your friends, tell everybody to go onto Instagram and LinkedIn and find Luke Mitford, because and he's like #1 fan. See if you can outdo him.
Got the luck with that one. No chance.
And we shall see you next week.
Dag.
Dag.
That is Dutch for bye. I've just googled it.
Awesome.
Dag for a bit.
Dag.
See you next
Dag
week.
for a bit. See you.
Oh, you can give me posh, no, she don't agree with me. I don't want lobster thermidor with raspberry Kool-Aid. It's Friday night, I'm within me rights. I want a chippy tea.